Joe Biden is seeking a second term in November 2024, when the next presidential election takes place.
Now we've just got to keep it going, finish the job. We just remember who we are. We are the United States of America.
The race could very well end up being a rerun of 2020, when Donald Trump and Joe Biden faced off. And polls suggest this will be another closely fought contest. Republicans have ramped up their attacks on Joe Biden as the election draws ever closer.
This decline is not inevitable, it's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline.
This is the most important election we've ever had because our country is going to hell.
You don't have to agree with me.
And their rhetoric reveals what they believe are the key issues that could turn the race in their favor. Joe Biden's age is a major focus for Republicans. Biden is already the oldest ever US president, and polls show a significant number of Americans, including Democrats, harbor concerns over whether he is physically and mentally competent to be the leader of the free world. If he wins re-election, Joe Biden will be 82 at the start of his second term and 86 by the end of it. Republicans have been adept at tapping into these concerns. His frequent verbal missteps,
God save the Queen, man,
and occasional physical ones have provided regular fodder to the Republican campaign attack ads. Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and other Republican candidates have all focused on Joe Biden's age and implied he wouldn't complete a second term.
And mandatory mental competency tests for politicians over 75 years old.
She's also taken to saying a vote for Biden in 2024 is a de facto vote for his deputy, Kamala Harris.
That if you vote for Joe Biden, you really are counting on a President Harris, because the idea that he would make it until 86 years old is not something that I think is likely.
The state of the US economy will be a major factor in determining the outcome of the next presidential election. Polls consistently show that bread and butter issues are top of voters' minds. Inflation has come down from its 2022 peak. Joe Biden and the Democrats have taken credit, touting Biden's economic recovery plans and calling them Bidenomics. But many Americans say they aren't feeling the impact yet, with price hikes still hitting key goods. Republicans have turned the Democrats' slogan around and nicknamed it Bidenflation. Ron DeSantis hit on this in his opening statement in the first Republican primary debate.
We cannot succeed as a country if you are working hard and you can't afford groceries, a car, or a new home.
By attempting to take credit for positive figures, Republicans recognize Biden has implicitly tied himself to any negative figures too, leaving himself hostage to fortune. Another key weakness for Joe Biden is immigration. Illegal border crossings surged during his first 2 years in office, and many American voters disapprove of his handling of the issue. A humanitarian crisis has been playing out across the US-Mexico border for months. Border patrol officers and processing centers are overwhelmed. Voters ultimately hold the president responsible. Republican governors in Texas and Florida have blamed Biden and the Democrats, claiming they have taken a soft approach to tackling the border. They have bused hundreds of migrants from their states to liberal strongholds in a high-profile move to draw attention to the issue. They have sent migrants to New York City, Martha's Vineyard, and even Vice President Kamala Harris's residence right here in Washington, D.C.
Because of Biden and his recklessness of opening the border and causing a lot of damage with the drugs that are pouring across, the fentanyl, tens of thousands of people dying. You have criminal aliens coming into our country. You have people on the terrorist watch list coming into our country. It's a total disaster.
Several Republican candidates want to return to Donald Trump's border policies and have called for his border wall to be completed. Immigration is a double-edged sword for Joe Biden. He came into office promising to take a humanitarian approach to the crisis. But progressive Democrats have criticized some of his measures to stem the flow of migrants along the border, including his moves to restrict asylum seekers. Republicans, meanwhile, say the record number of border crossings under his watch show Biden isn't taking a tough enough stance. A lot can change between now and the presidential election, but these are key areas where Joe Biden is vulnerable.
On top of it all, Biden is the most corrupt president in American history, and that's not even close.
And Republicans are betting that will be enough to kick him out of the White House in 2024.